All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today we are diving into a tool that's really designed to change the game for students, faculty, and researchers. Basically, anyone who has to deal with a mountain of information. We're talking about Google's NotebookLM. You know, if you've ever felt like you're literally buried under a pile of lecture slides, research papers, and just notes everywhere, then you know exactly what this feels like. It's that classic struggle, right? That feeling of drowning in information before you can even get started. So what if, just imagine, you had a personal AI partner to help you make sense of it all? That's the promise we're going to dig into today. We're going to see how a new kind of AI assistant can take all that chaos and turn it into focused, actionable insight. So here's the game plan. We'll kick things off with the big problem everyone in academics faces. Then we'll see how you can tame that flood of info, how this tool becomes an AI study partner, and even a personal research assistant. And stick around, because at the end, we'll look at what all this means for the future of learning. Okay, first up, let's really set the stage here with a problem that, let's be honest, every single one of us in the modern academic world deals with. You know, in higher ed, it's like we're all trying to drink from a fire hose of information, coming from everywhere. And this isn't just about, oh, I'm so busy. No, this digital deluge leads to some serious issues: overwhelm, procrastination. It's that paralysis, right? You're just staring at this mountain of PDFs and articles, and you have no idea where to even start. So, how do you even begin to tackle that? Well, the very first step is getting all your stuff, all of it, into one central intelligent hub. So this is all about consolidation. And what's really cool is the sheer variety of stuff you can upload. We're talking lecture slides, PDFs, research articles, web pages, your Google Docs, even copied text. You can even pull in transcripts from YouTube videos or add stuff on the go from your phone. Basically, you can dump everything into a single dedicated notebook, up to 50 sources per notebook, which is a lot. And this right here is probably the most crucial points. NotebookLM is what we call a source-grounded AI. What does that mean? It means it only reasons based on the content that you provide. It's not going out and searching the web. It's not pulling in random information. This completely eliminates the risk of AI hallucinations, when it just makes stuff up. Everything stays accurate and totally relevant to your work. Okay, so you've uploaded all your sources. They're all in one place. Now, let's get to the really exciting part: how this whole thing transforms from just a filing cabinet into an active study partner. This is where we go from passively reading to actively learning. I mean, look at this comparison. The old way? Spending hours and hours manually writing out stacks of flashcards, passively rereading dense textbooks hoping something sticks. The new way? Boom. Instantly generate flashcards right from your lecture notes. Actively quiz yourself with questions based on your materials. This is the real transformation. It's about automating all that tedious prep work so you can free up your brainpower for what actually matters in higher ed. Critical thinking and analysis. And it's not a one-size-fits-all deal either. You can totally customize your study session. Want more flashcards, or maybe you need harder ones? You got it. The quizzes give you instant feedback, explaining why an answer is right or wrong. And get this, they even give you citations back to your original documents. That feedback loop is an absolute game changer for making sure the information actually sticks. Yeah, this quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? If you're in a major that's super heavy on memorization, I'm talking medicine, law, biology, anything like that, a feature like this is, well, it's a game changer. It takes what used to be hours of mind-numbing prep and turns it into something that takes seconds. And what if you get stuck on a concept? Well, that's built right in. Every single flashcard has an explain button. So if you're a little fuzzy on something, you don't have to stop and go dig through your notes. A deep dive explanation is literally one click away, right when you need it. All right, so that's studying. But what about creating new work? Let's pivot now and talk about how this tool becomes your personal research assistant, which is, a huge part of higher education. Okay, think about this for a second. What if you uploaded your past projects, all your old essays, your research notes, your lab reports? Suddenly, NotebookLM becomes this personal knowledge vault, a searchable library of your own thinking. You can just ask it, hey, how did I structure the conclusion in my last few essays? It helps you spot patterns in your own work and seriously reduces that cognitive load of trying to remember everything you've ever done. So when you're ready to start synthesizing all that research, there's this amazing reports feature. It's kind of like a first draft assistant. It can instantly structure all your info into different formats. Need a study guide, a concise briefing doc, a blog post? You can even create your own custom format. It just gives you that initial structure to build on. And just look at this example query. Extract all mentions of quantum entanglement from my sources, group them by author, and present them in chronological order. I mean, wow, this isn't your basic keyword search. This is a complex, targeted question that synthesizes info across tons of different documents all at once. Imagine the hours of manual work that saves. This is a really cool feature. You can actually customize the AI's persona. You can tell it how to talk to you. Need someone to be really critical of your draft? Tell it to act like a skeptical editor. Or maybe you need a little encouragement to plan your week? Just ask it to be a motivating productivity coach. You shape its responses to fit what you need. Of course, a tool is only as good as how well it fits into your workflow, right? So let's talk about how NotebookLM plays nice with other tools and extends beyond just its own pages. So there are a bunch of really handy community-built Chrome extensions that fill in some of the gaps. For example, you can instantly pull in chat threads from other AIs like ChatGPT. You can export mind maps to use in other software. You can even add an entire YouTube playlist of lectures to a notebook all at once. Super useful stuff. Now, one of the biggest frustrations people have is that the chat history isn't saved automatically. But there's a fix for that. A simple extension lets you convert your entire chat into a clean, formatted PDF. It even keeps all the tables and structure intact. Problem solved. Just a quick but important note on the mobile app. It's great for reviewing your sources on the go or listening to audio overviews. But the real powerhouse features, like generating flashcards and quizzes, those are currently only available in the browser. So for the heavy lifting, you're going to want to be on your computer. So when you boil it all down, what's the goal here? It's about turning that feeling of information overload into actionable insight. We've gone from being completely overwhelmed by our sources to being empowered by them. NotebookLM really acts as that crucial bridge. And that really leaves us with a big question to think about, doesn't it? As these AI assistants become more and more powerful, more integrated into our daily academic lives, are they going to become as essential as the library was for generations past? What does this mean for the future of learning itself?